Thalassophobia is the intense fear of deep water. Be it a lake or the ocean, if you have this phobia, you won't be going in either body of water anytime soon. Now, if you're like me, you enjoy movies which can trigger phobias in the safety of your own home for the sake of the rush a horror fan is on a never-ending quest to feel. Enter day 3 of 13 double feature recommendations on our countdown to Halloween. Thalassophobia Throwdown. Our first thalassophobia triggering film is Sea Fever. In Sea Fever, a marine biology student named Siobhan joins a fishing trawler on their trip into the Atlantic to do research on various things. Frankly, I don't remember the exact details of what dissertation she was trying to write or anything like that. But while out there, on what was supposed to be just a simple week trip out into the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, she and the crew encounter a never documented before life form. So this movie is very much in the creature feature subgenre of horror, and if you've been around the channel for basically any amount of time, you know that creature features are my absolute favorite kind of horror movie. I love it when movies make a monster. It's not just werewolves or vampires or anything like that. I like an original monster made for a movie that is somewhat believable and unique in some way. And Sea Fever definitely does that. It's a great movie. It's got DeGrace Scott, who is the doctor in Hemlock Grove, if you've seen Netflix's Hemlock Grove. Really weird, abstract show, but still definitely in the horror genre. Connie Nielsen is in it, who's the Amazon Queen in Wonder Woman, Bob Odenkirk's wife in Nobody, and then the lead, who plays Siobhan, is Hermione Corfield. And the only thing I can think of that this audience might be familiar with her in is possibly Rust Creek. Yesterday when I was talking about the dangerous dinner parties, I kept saying that they were both atmospheric. It's a very generic term, and I'm going to say it again. Sea Fever nails the atmosphere and nails the science. I really like how plausible everything plays out in Sea Fever. It's a great movie. Last I checked, it was on Hulu. That's definitely where I watched it the last couple times I've seen it. If it's not, I'd say seek it out, even if it's rentable only. It's worth a couple bucks. Now, our second thalassophobia triggering movie is Underwater from 2020 with Kristen Stewart. I will say, it is not as triggering for thalassophobia, despite the fact that it takes place in like the bottom of the Mariana Trench, I think, like 6 miles under the surface of the ocean. And the reason for that, for me at least, is because much of it is CGI, whereas Sea Fever is, you know, filmed on water, in water, and they do a really good job about making it look realistic. Not that Underwater doesn't look good, it looks fantastic, but like with anything, even now, you can tell when something is artificial with CGI. The premise of it is that this company, this drilling company, deep sea, literally deep sea, like under the sea mining company. It starts out with Kristen Stewart basically immediately having to face a pressurized collapse in the part of the underwater mining facility. And it just keeps going from there. Like, it starts out hard, basically no backstory, just suddenly everything's gone to hell. And it's a lot more action-packed and exciting than Sea Fever. That's why I'd say watch it second. Sea Fever is a nice way to ease into the horror night, the horror double feature, but Underwater is like a blockbuster fun. It's a lot of fun, I would say. And if you've got really, really bad thalassophobia, there are a couple parts that would probably get to you. But for me, when it's CG, it just doesn't trigger as much as when it's real. It's got Mamoudou Athie, who's from Amazon's Welcome to the Blumhouse movie Black Box. It's got TJ Miller, who's the really foul-mouthed friend and bartender from Deadpool. It's got Vincent Cassel, who is in a lot of really hard-hitting French language horror movies like Shaitan and Irreversible. And finally, one of my favorite actors, John Gallagher Jr. from 10 Cloverfield Lane, Hush, The Belko Experiment, and Come Play. Come Play is such a good movie. That's also from 2020. Underwater is also very much a creature feature. I won't spoil what it is, but it's been around for a couple years now, 3 years now, or two years probably. So you might have a sense of what happened. You know, deep sea mining, they awoke something in the deeps. It's a relatively stereotypical story, but it's fun. It's a lot of fun. So there you are. That's your double feature homework for day 3 of 13 on the countdown to Halloween. I'm Smokey Lyle. This is Horror and Cats. Thank you for watching, and I will see you tomorrow for day 4.